Welcome to Starwatch Now, your front row seat to all the hottest gossip, drama, and breaking news from the world of entertainment. If it's trending, shocking, or star-studded, we're covering it. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Have you ever witnessed a moment so raw, so unfiltered, that it stopped time, if only for a second? Not because of fireworks or a grand confession, but because of a single look. That's what happened when Xiao Zhan looked at Wang Yibo. And the internet hasn't been the same since. It was just a glance, barely a second, almost imperceptible, but it shifted the atmosphere in a way that words never could. Amidst the vibrant chaos of a variety show, with laughter bouncing off the studio walls and cameras capturing every move, something quieter, more intimate happened. Wang Yibo began to dance. His body moved with controlled sharpness and poetic fluidity, each beat matched by effortless precision. It was a performance, yes, but something about it felt more like an offering than entertainment. Somewhere off camera, Xiao Zhan was watching, and when the lens found him, just for a fleeting moment, what it captured wasn't celebrity admiration or rehearsed expression. It was raw, unguarded, and deeply personal. His eyes, usually bright, warm, familiar, took on a softness, a distant vulnerability, as if they were seeing something only he could truly understand. His smile faded, not from boredom or distraction, but as if everything else in the room had ceased to matter. In that pause, fans didn't just see an actor watching a performance. They saw a man standing completely still in a world that kept moving. It wasn't loud. It wasn't theatrical. And maybe that's why it struck so deeply. The internet would later explode with speculation. Was this love at first sight? Was it admiration, recognition, or the beginning of something unspoken? But those who watched closely didn't ask with cynicism, they asked with hope. Because many of us know that love, or something close to it, doesn't always announce itself with fanfare. Sometimes it arrives silently. It doesn't ask for attention. It simply exists, real, fragile, undeniable. And perhaps that is what made that glance so unforgettable. Not because it confirmed a relationship, not because it provided answers, but because it offered something far more universal. The feeling of recognizing someone without needing to say a word. Whether it was love, respect, or something unnamed, the connection in Xiao Zhan's eyes reminded us of something we all crave, to be moved deeply, even just for a moment, by someone we didn't expect. That glance may have lasted only a second, but to many it said everything. In the world of entertainment, performance is often seen as a display, a crafted moment meant to captivate, impress, and entertain. But every so often, something transcends the spotlight. It's not about the choreography, the lyrics, or the applause. It's about an exchange too subtle to be scripted, too honest to be rehearsed. That's what unfolded between Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo, a connection that was never loudly declared, yet deeply felt. During a casual appearance on a variety show, all eyes were on Wang Yibo as he stepped forward to dance. His movements were sharp, deliberate, flawless. But what captured attention wasn't just the rhythm. It was the energy that flowed from him, something unsaid but unmistakable. Offstage, Xiao Zhan watched, his presence quiet yet striking. When the camera turned toward him, it didn't just catch a reaction. It caught a moment of quiet reverence. His gaze steady, his expression unreadable, his body perfectly still, as though his entire focus belonged only to Yibo. That silence spoke volumes. It was a dialogue without words, without noise, just feeling. Xiao Zhan didn't smile. He didn't cheer. But in his eyes, there was something tender and suspended, as if he was witnessing something sacred. The world around him didn't disappear, but for that moment it didn't matter. And perhaps that's what makes it so powerful. It wasn't performance anymore, it was presence. It was connection. Fans have replayed that scene countless times, not for the dance alone, but for what they felt through it. There was a rare vulnerability, the kind that refuses to be staged. It's the language of two people who don't need to speak to understand each other. And maybe that's what draws so many into their story, not because they confirmed anything, but because they didn't need to. The silence between them echoed louder than any declaration. Beyond the stage, Beyond the expectations, there was a silent dialogue that unfolded in the most unexpected moment. It wasn't love spoken aloud. It was a quiet truth, deep, delicate, and human, the kind of moment that lingers not in memory, but in feeling. And in that stillness, something real was born. In a world overflowing with celebrity interactions, choreographed friendships, and carefully curated images, it's easy to grow skeptical. Audiences have learned to spot what's real and what's just another media performance. So when fans speak about the connection between Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo, what makes it stand out? Why does one brief glance, one shared silence, carry more weight than countless staged interviews or scripted moments? The answer lies not in what was said, but in what was felt. What makes this different is its quietness, the lack of grand gestures, the absence of performance. Instead of declarations, there were pauses. Instead of headlines, there were stares held just a moment too long. In the heart of entertainment, where emotion is often exaggerated for the camera, their connection felt startlingly private, like a secret conversation happening in plain sight. That subtlety is what moved so many. Xiao Zhan's expression, while watching Yibo dance, didn't seek attention. It wasn't polished or planned. It was raw, almost vulnerable, as if something within him stirred in a way he couldn't conceal. And Wang Yibo, ever composed and enigmatic, seemed to carry a silent awareness of that gaze, responding not with words, but with presence. What sets this apart is that it doesn't beg to be believed. It doesn't try to prove itself. It simply exists calm, grounded, and deeply human. It lives in the unsaid moments, in shared glances across a crowded stage, in the way they speak of each other without speaking too much at all. For many fans, this is not just about love or admiration. It's about recognition, the rare kind that happens when two people meet and something ancient, unspoken, stirs between them. It's not loud. It's not public. And that's why it feels so honest. In a culture hungry for authenticity, this connection offered something rare: intimacy without explanation. A reminder that the most powerful relationships are not always the ones declared to the world, but the ones quietly understood between two hearts. And maybe, in the end, that's what makes this different. It's not a story crafted for the cameras. It's a moment that slipped through them, untouched, and stayed with us. When The Untamed aired, Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo became instant icons. Their characters, Wei Wuxian and Lan Wangji, shared a bond so deep, it blurred the lines between fiction and reality. But what fans didn't expect was that the real connection might have been blooming off-screen. In interviews, Xiao Zhan once said, "He dances with his soul, not just his body." He didn't smile. He didn't joke. He just said it with quiet sincerity. And sometimes, silence says the most. After The Untamed, public appearances together became rare. Rumors swirled about management interference, contracts, image control. But in a surprise concert appearance, Xiao Zhan showed up quietly. No announcement, no spotlight, just there. And someone noticed Wang Yibo scanning the crowd. Their eyes met, if only for a second. No hug, no wave, just a faint smile. But to those watching, that tiny moment carried the weight of 1,000 words. Recently, fans noticed Xiao Zhan's art account shared a sketch of two abstract figures. One dancing, one watching. No caption, no hashtags, just the image. People speculated. Some dismissed it, but others saw it as a metaphor for everything left unsaid between them. One fan wrote, "Maybe they speak through art, because the world won't let them speak out loud. Maybe it was admiration. Maybe it was respect. Or maybe it was something deeper, so pure, so private it didn't need a name." We may never know the full truth, but the beauty of that moment, the glance, the breathlessness, the stillness remains. And sometimes, love isn't loud. It's silent. It's sacred. It's in a look that speaks when words can't. So we ask you, was it love at first sight? Or simply two souls crossing paths, bound by something we might never understand? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Which moment between Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo moved you the most? Which detail did you notice that others may have missed? If this story touched you even just a little, don't forget to white heavy checkmark like this video. White heavy checkmark subscribe to the channel. White heavy checkmark turn on the notification bell, so you never miss a moment that matters. We create heartfelt stories for fans around the world. Stories that inspire, connect, and sometimes make us believe in silent love. Glowing Star, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep your heart open. You never know who might be watching or who might be watching you.